Hi. Um, I just want to say that prior to me making this video, my mic fell and the audio sounds a little bit off. So you could still hear it very clearly, but the audio sounds a little bit off. And I think it happens. Something happened to my mic when it fell. All right. I apologize for that. But I didn't want to make this video over because it was just I went with just flowing in the moment, and if I make it over, I think it wouldn't be as authentic. So I kept it as is.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. I make these videos. The videos that I make and I post them on YouTube, it's more of like when I make them, it's to remind myself, really, not just to share with other people, but to remind me. Because sometimes we tend to go like our consciousness fluctuates, and sometimes I forget things. I fall back into that dense emotion, and sometimes watching these videos that I make helps. It's a reminder. It's like spirit speaking to me, and I record them as a reminder. So yesterday I was thinking about I don't know what I was listening to, but I was thinking about something that I was listening to, and it was like, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and he was talking about God creating like probably a Bible verse, and I thought, and then I'm thinking now, and I went and I wanted to write my thoughts down. So this is what I wrote down. Yesterday, asking myself and just speaking to myself. And I'm just going to share what I wrote, as usual. Is it possible that all things was created out of darkness, the absence of light? This brings me to ask, is the creator light or darkness? If light was presented in the beginning of creation, there would be no need for a sun. So in Genesis 1, chapter 1 speaks of like in the beginning, it states that the Spirit of God brooding over the dark vapors. And at some point down in Genesis chapter 1, I think it's in verse 3, it states that God said, "Let there be light." So from this, I was asking or saying, like, in the beginning of creation of the universe, there was darkness and just emptiness, empty space, just pure darkness, just emptiness, right? That was infinite. So, so today I'm thinking, I was writing something again as a thought came to me, and I was thinking about consciousness. When I refer to this consciousness, I could say, use the word source, consciousness, God, all meaning the same. I was saying, like, basically, today I was saying consciousness has always been. There is no beginning, right? There's no beginning. It's just an infinite, eternal, forever existing force. And so in Genesis, what they were speaking about in Genesis is not like in the beginning of the creator or the beginning of consciousness. They were speaking about the beginning of the creation of the universe. This is a story about the creation of the universe and the creation of men. So this is what Genesis was speaking about. So when consciousness started to create the universe, it was just stating how it was just darkness, formless emptiness. And then out of that consciousness, this force created light, right? So now today I was writing down, and I'm just going to share what I wrote, and may stop in between and explain something maybe. So I was saying that consciousness, source, God, right? All in the same thing, just different names or concepts that they call this forever existing eternal force. Has no beginning and no end. Consciousness is infinite and eternal. Consciousness is formless, emptiness, infinite darkness in which we were created from, and in which we exist. Light was created from the darkness. The concept of light beings is a created dream. The concept of enlightenment is a created dream that manifested out of this formless, eternal, infinite darkness. The concept of beings bringing their light and becoming enlightened is a misunderstood concept. The highest vibratory frequency within creation, within this creation, is pure love. And this is why you would hear the statement or in the Bible that God is love, or Yeshua is the embodiment of love. It's the highest vibratory frequency, right? So he's bringing that love, and that love is what they call like the light, that love light he's bringing in, right? To shine. So the concept of beings bringing their light and becoming enlightened is a misunderstood concept. The highest vibratory frequency is pure love, which feels light and is not dense when compared to the vibratory frequency of fear. So when I'm saying that, like, love is a very light vibratory frequency, it's it's so hard to explain, but how do you explain a light vibratory frequency? It's not heavy, it's not burdened down. You don't feel like you're being weighed down. You just feel like light and floating. Very floaty and light, like everything is perfect, everything is calm, everything is peace, right? Versus the vibratory frequency of fear, which feels heavy and uncomfortable and could make you feel anxious, or even violent. So fearing something could lead to violence. So that's the difference between how you feel the vibratory frequency of love versus fear. So when we say a being is a light being or is enlightened, they are vibrating at a love frequency. Everything that exists is light vibrating at different frequencies. So everything that exists, including this physical vessel, the trees, plants, in every kingdom, is all light vibrating. Everything stems from light. It's just light vibrating. Our whole cell is made of light that is vibrating, right? So everything that exists is light vibrating at different frequencies. Therefore, one cannot become light or become enlightened. You are merely returning to what you were created as. So one cannot become enlightened, like how they said nowadays when we see these different gurus, like Krishna or Yeshua, how they draw them with the halo around their head, or the beings nowadays that's saying that there are light beings or they're light workers. All of that is just a concept within the dream, within this dream, right? Because because consciousness is pure empty darkness. Is darkness. Is within the darkness that this light was created. This light was created from the darkness. So you could say like light, or what they term in light, is just a spectrum of darkness. So when someone is saying that they're enlightened, that's just a concept, because everyone is light. You cannot become enlightened. You could become more aware. You could become aware of the trueness of your being. Your awareness could expand to the trueness of your being, but you're not becoming enlightened or more enlightened, because you already light. That's your true aspect of yourself. That consciousness created from this darkness is the light. This is the light that consciousness create. This body is made from light, vibrating at a low frequency. That's why it appears dense. This is how we perceive it with our awareness, right? But the more your awareness expands, you could see past this physical matter and see the light within, right? The light that is shining. So I'm going to start. Should I start on my last sentence? Okay. So therefore, one cannot become light or become enlightened. You are merely returning to what you were created as. This is a dream of this reality, or all realities that you know of. This reality, because it's only one dream, is just one dream, one song that consciousness is experiencing, right? That consciousness has created this one dream. This is a dream of vibration. This is a dream of vibration. We are forever evolving and moving towards a higher vibratory state, or a higher vibratory frequency. We are moving back to the remembrance, or we are moving to the remembrance that we are one consciousness. That consciousness is formless, eternal, and infinite darkness. That is where we're moving towards. That is where we're evolving to. We're evolving to the remembrance, or within this experience, we're evolving to the remembrance that we are consciousness, and consciousness has created this dream. We as consciousness has created this dream, and we are just aware, are observing this dream within whatever form that we take on, with whether if it's a human body or a tree or an animal, or a being with a lighter vessel that is less dense. So we are all really existing in the same dream, or if you want to call it dream space. We're all existing in the same dream space, and existing in different dimensions at the same time. This is why it's only one dream, and everything is just occurring all at once, because there's only one moment. It's always just a moment. It's just one moment within this dream. Everything is existing at the same moment, or this one moment within this dream. So it goes to say, like, every time you hear people saying, "Oh, I'm a light worker," and then we're here to bring light. No, we're here to bring love. We're here to remember that we were created as pure love, as love. We are love, right? And we're just evolving or experiencing back to this love vibration, back into what we were created as, right? Because as a high vibratory state being, we also wanted to create a different density or different vibrations of being, which equates to different density. When you're vibrating at different frequency, you're in different densities, right? So we wanted to experience that. We just didn't want to always be in the state of this eternal bliss of everything is perfect, everything is just this oneness. We wanted to experience being forgetful that we are that oneness, that we are that one consciousness. So we are having these individualization, this dream, right? This dream of these personalities that we created. And, there's not a but it's just a reminder to myself that when there's nothing to fear, because I've been working on, when I meditate, I would always say, I welcome the love and light of the one infinite creator. And I would say that only love and light beings only. And this thought would come to me when I state that, like, you are everything. You are all things. You are the darkness. So there's nothing to fear from the darkness. There's no need to run from the darkness. So because from the darkness is you. You are this formless, infinite darkness to which this reality or this dream was created from. Right? So when people are speaking now about light beings and different beings from different planets and bringing the light, and we're light workers and light healers, for a while that didn't sit too well with me. Like, what does that mean? So the darkness is evil, the darkness is wicked. You're bringing your light into the darkness, but it's not really about bringing light into darkness. It's about bringing a frequency, a love frequency, the bliss of what you truly are, what you were created at. This love frequency, this vibratory frequency, is about bringing this vibratory frequency into this dream that have become very dense and heavy, because it's been filled with fear. We're experiencing a very fear-based reality where everything is fearful. It's just all fear out there, fear of each other, fear of other cultures, fear of other people. I mean, look at us. We are fearful of each other, and we are all human beings living on the same planet, right? Can you imagine when other beings from other or different dimension, if you want to call it dimension, or different planets or universe, starts to come into back to this planet and making themselves known and showing themselves? How fearful we would be. Then we always want to attack and kill things because it's not familiar to us, or we're just fearful. We are in that fear vibratory frequency. So what other beings from other density has come to this planet to do is to bring a lighter vibratory frequency, which is love. Because this planet Earth has become too dense with these heavy emotions, and other beings now are coming in from different dimensions to bring their lighter frequency, to bring their love. That's what they're bringing to this planet, to help raise the vibration of beings that have been here for a very long time and have been trapped into this forgetfulness, basically, of the trueness of their being. So then you have these other beings that came in and coming in to bring this lighter vibratory frequency, which is love, to help elevate the vibration on the planet. And I think I'm going to get a little bit deeper there, whereas I wanted to go into, but the higher the vibration of the planet Earth and the beings on the Earth, because we all are affecting each other with our vibration. The higher the vibration, then these other beings from other dimensions were able to come to the planet, because right at this state, the vibration, the vibratory frequency is too dense for these beings, are too heavy because they are lighter beings. They're light beings. They're not in such a dense physical vessel, right? And yeah, so basically that is what is happening right now. So when you're saying all these people, light worker, and these light workers are coming and doing light work, they basically are literally helping to get rid of the fear frequency, to raise the vibration, not to get rid of it, but more like to raise the frequency up, to transmute the heavy, dense energies, which stems from fear. So, so that is what's happening right now, and that's the best how I could explain it. So, but this is a deeper, like, knowing or understanding or remembrance of this experience that we're having right now. Because a lot of people now, when they were speaking, when they talk, they're really just talking about the dream. They're talking about what's going on within the dream. You know, about like beings and people from other planets, and they come into Earth, and we're light workers. This is all a dream. All of it is a dream. So the true reality, what really exists, is this formless emptiness, darkness that is eternal and infinite. That is what actually, that is the true reality. And everything that exists was created from that darkness, emptiness, infiniteness, that is aware of itself. It's aware. So this is why when people speak in meditation, they just want you to be aware of the experience and not get bottled down or become, let the experience, how can I put this? You forgot basically that you're just having an experience, and you're just here to observe and experience these different sensations like pain and love and feelings. You know, these are all things that you want to experience because you're not a physical being, you're formless, right? You're formless. So then you want to experience a physical, which is all created. Like, literally, if you think about it, nothing really exists. Like, I'm not really here. It's just how you're perceiving something with your awareness. Nothing is really here. Everything is like nothingness. And if you think about it, when I was thinking also in this terms of this light in Christianity, how really Christianity is a worship of nature. Really, if you go deep into it, it's they're worshiping nature. They're worshiping the sun, right? Because without the sun, which was created, this reality that is created, the sun is here to keep us warm and help for the plants to grow. This is how we eat, right? So the sun is very important in terms of this experience, including the moon. All these planets, they're all a part of the experience that was created. They're also just light. It's all this light. It's all just consciousness. This is why there are some people who think astrology is nonsense and the sun is not conscious. How could the sun not be conscious? It was created from consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is within that. It's part of, right? The sun is part of consciousness. It's one with it. So therefore, it has to be conscious because that's where it was manifested or created from, is consciousness. And consciousness is aware of all this existence, of everything that it's created and it's experiencing. Consciousness is aware of it. So therefore, the sun is aware. The moon is aware. All the planets are aware, and they all have their own purpose and their own function, just as how we have a purpose and our own function. Everything have a purpose and a function. Everything that is created by the Creator has a purpose and a function. Every single thing is one system. It's one dream. It's one purpose. And we are all connected. There is no separation. None at all. This is why everything affects everything within the universe. Everything that you do affects your experience of cause and effect. Your thoughts have cause and effect. Everything, because everything is vibration. Everything is vibration. Everything is vibration, vibration, vibration. Your words sends out vibration. Sound sends out vibration. Everything is vibration. Your feelings send out vibration. Your thoughts send out vibration that ripples out into the universe. So this is why it's so important. Remember, everything is vibration. So your food is vibrating at a certain frequency. So that means what you eat could affect your physical vessel, because the food is vibrating at a certain frequency. So are you eating foods with higher vibratory frequency or lower vibratory frequency? Everything, water is vibrating at a certain frequency. And this vibration and frequency, there are messages within it. There's knowledge within it. There's knowledge within water. Because remember, it's consciousness. It's conscious. There's knowledge within water. There's knowledge in the trees. There's knowledge in the earth. There's knowledge in everything. Everything carries knowledge because everything is conscious. So even when you eat the food affects you, your physicality, and what consciousness you are taking in. I'm not going too deep into food, but I think I talk about what I wanted to talk about, is that we're just existing in an eternal darkness, and the sun is what gives the light and keep us warm, right? So that is the light, the sun and the moon. And I could go deeper into the sun and the moon. Like, there is no time. There is just this eternal moment. Why there's just an eternal moment is because within this dream, when the sun was created and the moon was created, that is how they created the concept of day, right? Because the sun is forever shining. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just a rotation of the earth, right? And the moon is always there. So that is how they use nature to create the concept of time. But in reality, there is no time. It's just this eternal now moment, all existing at the same moment. There is no yesterday and there is no tomorrow. There's only a moment. It's a circle of moments, a wheel, no time, infinite, forever going, infinite. And there's just different time space, I don't know how to describe that, on this wheel that you could consciously tap into of all these now moments. This is why sometimes when I think about these things, like, my mind is like blown. I'm like, the Creator is just so, oh my God, there's not even a word to describe the Creator. Like, mind blowing. It's just mind blowing to think about this one consciousness having this eternal experience that's just keep going, and with these billions of people, different dimensions, multiverses, and is aware of every single thing and every single moment. Why? Because it's just one consciousness. But still, it's just like, and having these different experiences. This is why we should not hate the dark, or we should not hate people who are having experiences that you term bad. They're bad people or they're evil. There's no such thing as evil. It's just you having another experience, is consciousness having that experience on the other spectrum of itself, that it creates, right? Dark and light, good or bad, good and evil. Duality is just another concept that is created within this dream. There's really no duality. It's just one being, oneness, one moment, one song, one rhyme, one. All it's just one. It's just crazy when you think about it sometimes. But yeah, these are some of the things that these light workers don't talk about, that what they talk about and focus on is just the dream. But it's okay to focus on the dream and try to figure out the dream. But I'm at the point like it's all a dream. I'm not going to try to figure out how every goddamn thing work, as long as I know what I truly am, what I will return to, and let spirit lead me on my purpose of why I'm here, because spirit knows, but it's always go back to love. It's really to love yourself and to love all the reflections of yourself, is to bring in the love vibration. It's so simple, but sometimes we still forget. Me too, it happened to me too. And I get bogged down in the dense, heavy emotions. And then someone or me would come and remind myself again, like, dude, you're here to just play. This is just a dream. This is a game. You're here to experience this existence. Why are you taking things so serious? Why? Seriously, you are limitless. You are infinite, forever existing. Right? So why are you worrying about these things? When you leave this vessel, you still will be existing and go on to some other experience. Go on. That's another thing. It's so weird sometimes that go on. You're already experiencing every experience that you're experiencing. You just become aware. Your awareness just moves to that experience. You just become aware of that experience. So the higher you are in vibration, or the more you go in vibration, and your consciousness and your awareness expand, you will become aware of all the other experiences that you're having in this now moment, because all of your lives are happening at the same moment. And that's why when we have the awareness to do it, we could like tap into those other experiences that we're having and bring those knowledge into whatever experience you want to bring it into. But yeah, pretty much. I hope this makes sense. It makes sense in my mind. In my aware consciousness, it makes sense. So I hope it makes sense to other people who ever one day, like, because I used to go to Kingdom Hall for Jehovah's Witness, and I used to always ask this question, like, what is God? Like, because, they teach, like, in Kingdom Hall that there's going to be, like, Armageddon, and Jesus Christ is going to come back, and he's going to kill all the wicked people, and then the righteous is going to inherit the earth. Such dangerous misunderstanding of the Bible. Like, Jesus is not a physical being. It's non-physical. It's an energy, and the energy is going to reappear, which is reappearing right now. This love frequency to raise the vibration, to bring you back to your God self, or your enlightened self, is what Jesus was enlightening with the halo around his head. He was enlightened. He was aware of who he is, his trueness of his being. Right? So that is what we may term evil or bad people, is doing a lot of things to prevent people from raising their vibration and returning to a higher state of consciousness or a higher state of awareness. And this is why they do manipulation of the food and send out these frequencies, these fear frequencies, within the music, within the food. Yeah, just all different ways it's being done. But no sweat. No one ever gets left behind. You will always return back to your true state. This is just consciousness playing around, doing its thing. Nothing's out of the control of consciousness. So this is why there's nothing to fear. Like, dude, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And we could go, this conversation could go into the whole thing of like death and birth or being born is also a part of the dream. It's just a concept. It's not real. It's just part of the dream that is created within this dream. Death, because you could never die because you already exist. You're this infinite, ever existing consciousness. So therefore you cannot die. There is no death. There's only creating this reality. And part of the creation is birth and death. So there is no death. There's nothing to fear in dying. Because you never die. You could never die. Your consciousness. You could never die. And you were never born. You were existing before you come into this dream. You already existed. Right? So you came from the darkness. You originated from this darkness, this dream. But you haven't really gone anywhere. I haven't really to go in. You didn't really go anywhere. You're still with consciousness. You're still conscious there having this dream. You went nowhere. We are nowhere. We're just this eternal darkness stillness just having this dream. Like we went somewhere. Like we were born. Like we died. Like we have different lives. All this is dream. Within consciousness. So, again, if anyone have any questions, I think I could try to explain some of these thoughts deeper. But yeah, those are my thoughts today. You know, sometimes I want to make videos that are like touch deeper on the reality of things, but I don't, because I'm like, people may not be ready for this, or most people won't understand it. So I don't talk about it. I just focus on other areas, but it just keeps coming back to me more and more, like what I should be talking about, or because of my awareness of things, it's like a more higher esoteric knowledge. It's not rooted within the dream. Like what I talk about is not really about the dream. It's about having the dream, you know, and the true reality of things. And I don't know I mean, I do know all things, but I don't remember everything. I'm coming back into my knowing of things. And the more questions I ask myself is the more that I get answers would just come to me. Or if I'm reading something and then it will trigger something within me. And then I just have all these floods of thoughts and things, and I just start writing them down. But yeah, it's there if you just ask yourself and just be patient and wait for the answer to come. And a lot of times is that I doubt myself too. So I'll be like, how do I know that? Or how do I know that it's true if it's coming from me? Or, yeah, something like that. But a lot of times I ask myself things and I come up with the answers. And then later on, I'll be reading something or watching something and they're saying what I said. And I'm like, oh, you see? Now, Spirit is showing you what you were thinking and saying the answer was to your question is the right answer, but you were doubting yourself. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't want this video to go on forever, so I am going to end here, and hopefully I said all that I needed or wanted to say about this. So, yeah. Remember, you are the dreamer and the observer. You're the dreamer and the observer. All is you.